This story is completely true and happened in real life. It's not supposed to be entertaining only, but trying to give out some information about the case. But remember, it's still written like a story, and every word is not written correctly, like the real-life kidnapping. With that said, let's jump into the story. In the early afternoon of June 24th, 2002, 15-year-old Kara Robinson Chamberlain was watering plants and bushes in the front yard of a friend's house in West Columbia, South Carolina, when a Pontiac Trans Am pulled into the driveway.
It's just another car. Nothing to worry about.
But this was no ordinary car. Richard Evonitz, a man lurking in the shadows of society, had other plans. With a deceptive charm, he approached Kara, pretending to ask for directions.
Hey, excuse me. Can you help me out? I think I might be a bit lost.
As Kara stepped closer, something about his smile sent a chill down her spine, but she dismissed it, trying to be polite.
Sure, where are you trying to go?
In an instant, the atmosphere shifted. But she could react. He lunged at her, grabbing her and forcing her into the car.
Oh, let me go! Let me go, please!
Richard drove away, the world outside blurring as fear wrapped around Kara like a thick fog. In the car, he revealed his true nature, a man consumed by darkness.
You're gonna be my guest for a while.
She was put inside a box, and the drive felt horribly long. But finally, they arrived at a house. Kara was surprised by the sight of the house. She had imagined it being a cellar, an old cabin, or something dark and creepy. But no, it was a regular house.
Listen very carefully. Step out of the car and I'm going to remove the gag ball from your mouth, but if you scream, I'll shoot you.
She nodded, and they walked inside. Inside, he stripped her naked, and he made her put on his sweater. That's the only thing she had on. They sat down on his couch, and Kara's instincts begun to worry.
Hey, I will let you go when I'm done with you. So do as I say and just be a good girl. And from now on, call me Daddy.
Okay.
Okay, what?
Okay, Daddy.
Richard forced her to sit down on the bed. He began asking questions.
So, where do you live?
Carlington Street, 76.
Who do you live with?
My mom.
Kara noticed how he began writing down everything on a piece of paper. This scared her even more.
Do you have a boyfriend? What's his name?
Thomas.
Do you love Thomas?
More than anything.
Have you ever had sex with Thomas?
No.
Have you ever had sex with anyone?
No.
Okay, good. Lay down on the bed.
Kara felt scared in that moment. She knew exactly what were about to happen. So instead of doing as he said, she sat frozen in fear on the bed.
Lay down on the bed.
Scared for her life, she did as he pleased. What happened next probably is kind of clear, and we won't go into any details. So we'll clip to 2 hours afterwards. He sat her down in the sofa and put on the news.
Let's see if anyone misses you.
He jumped through the TV channels one by one, and of course, by the thought of how short time she had been missing, no one searched for her yet. And he took advantage of this.
Oh, looks like no one cares about you, Robinson. Hey, look at me.
Kara felt a mix of fear and adrenaline pump through her veins.
I will let you go eventually. And what happens after that is up to you. You could either not tell anyone about this and keep living your normal life, or go to the police and forever be known as the girl who was raped. The choice is up to you.
Okay.
Have you ever smoked before?
No, Daddy, I've never smoked before.
Richard stepped into his bedroom and grabbed a joint. He forced her to try, and she did as he pleased. Later, she had an escape plan. Richard had gone to brush his teeth, and she stood beside him. She had the idea that when he walked out from the bathroom, she would close the door, shut behind him, and jump out the window.
Ladies first.
Her plan was over. He forced her to leave the bathroom before him. Later on, he locked her onto his bed with handcuffs and went to sleep. He had given her sleep medicine, so she quickly fell asleep. Once she woke up, she noticed the sun rising. The time must have been around 7 a.m. And this might have been her only way out of this prison. She carefully tried getting free from the handcuffs, but it was too hard. She used her mouth and were able to break free from the handcuffs. She carefully put on her panties again and silently walked out of the room into the hallway. She realized that the lock on the door was old and creaky, and she knew it would make a heck of a sound when being unlocked. But she chose the risk, and she sprinted with every nerve she had in her body and ran in front of a car. And the guys who drove it were friendly enough to give her a ride to the police station. The police interrogated her, questioning her, but in the end, they found Evonitz. But before they could arrest him, he shot himself dead at the spot. And that was the end of a long, terrifying story. Thanks for listening to this little series we made. And remember, the world is a very cold place. Be very, very careful with what you do. And don't listen to strangers. This was the real-life serial killer, Richard Evonitz, one of the real-life monsters who walked among us, hidden in plain sight. The kind of evil that doesn't wear a mask, but the one who kindly asks for help. The end.